didn't let you on stage knowledge?
Half of that
No.
stage he got banned. That just means they're afraid of knowledge.
Well, as soon as Mike left,
Literally and metaphorically.
How Mike must be a meth head for how much, or he must have roid rage for how he was reacting. There's the only logical explanations.
Hey, did you tell him I didn't want his money?
Yeah, I did. I told him. So we're good. We're square.
Yeah. All I wanted was that. I got my 100.
What did he say when
that was worth more than money, Mike. That was worth more.
They were trying to say, oh my God, they did all that for us.
He said he didn't run. And if you ChatGPT, did Biden run for presidency in 2024? It says yes.
No, I meant
He ran.
the reaction that he had to you saying you don't want the money. What was
the proof is in the
I wasn't there. I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm trying to say. So, Mike, when I told them that, and this is why respectfully, I don't take Alphabet seriously, why I don't take it. They started trying to say, oh my God, did you guys see oh my God, this is homoerotic behavior. The fact he came in here and said, I was so sad.
They got happy, yeah.
That's why I don't take Alphabet seriously. That's exactly why I don't take them seriously, for stupid ass shit like that. They tried to say Mike is a homosexual because he came in there trying to collect his $100 from Go.
They wish. Hey, check this out. My chick's brother is gay. Gay people like me, bro. I swear they do.
Yeah, they do.
They fucking like. Hey, you know what? I don't care either. To be honest, I have no problem with gay people at all. I'll just talk shit sometimes. I don't give a fuck. It's actually kind of flattering. It's like, ha, 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 ha. But, like, at the end of the day, they can say what they want. They would want me, bro. I wouldn't want them. I get grossed out if I actually really start thinking about what goes on.
Yeah.
But, like, they would want me. Fuck out here, homoerotic.
Shout out to Mike. He's one of the.
So basically, Mike said the gays want him, y'all.
They do. They fucking do. Hey, my fucking...
Can we get a confirmation here? Are there any...
Wait, let Knowledge do it, because I know what Knowledge will say.
I was just going to say, no, shout out to Coco. I heard you, Coco, talking about not so much on chillism.
I heard that too, yeah. That was cool.
Saying Hezbollah was supposed to coordinate with them, but they didn't because they didn't mobilize Hezbollah.
They didn't because they are the opposite. Those are Shias, those are Sunni. That's why they didn't.
Yeah, but I think they wanted to circle Israel all at the one time and overwhelm us. Overwhelm the Iron Dome. Everybody.
No, that was the wish of Hamas. That wasn't the wish of Hezbollah, because Hezbollah wanted the credit for something way bigger. And if Hezbollah was attacked, the surprise to Israel was way, way bigger. We find out when we went into Lebanon the last time.
Right, because
Hezbollah wants the big credit for something huge. And Hezbollah had way better chance than Hamas. Hamas just an idiot, like all the Arabs. Nothing new about that.
By the way. Yes. I think, I don't know why, it's so like, איך אומרים השקט לפני הצערה?
The silence before the storm.
Before something's gonna happen.
Yes, I think Israel will not be quiet about everything. Something's going on.
Well, thank God someone was wrong about the other day. I couldn't sleep the whole night. You know, when we thought something was gonna happen to the hostages besides the big fucking kiss. Who cares? You know? Someone thought that there was, because Hamas was saying to the Gazans, come out for the big celebration of the release of the something big is gonna happen. So a few people were feeling like something horrible, like really horrible was gonna happen. I didn't sleep the whole night. I was up watching, and then I did fall asleep at 3:30. But it turned out, I think maybe the big thing was they made him kiss the guy that kissed the terrorist on the head or some shit.
No, I think that the two other hostages that was there in the car over there, and we didn't know that
We didn't know they were there till afterwards. Well, we didn't know. We saw the video.
subscribe now, do you?
I couldn't get it in. I couldn't put it on chat fast enough.
Whatsoever from the Pope or from the Roman Church to add the filioque clause in the creed. In our creedal tradition, there is no compulsion on the part of Rome to add it into our creed. So there is no need to add the filioque clause into our creed. So the mass which you recite on every Sunday, the Niceno-Constantinople Creed, when you recite, there is no compulsion on the part of Rome.
Why is there no compulsion?
Yeah, but I will tell you one thing. This is the creedal tradition. So for any Eastern Catholic joining in communion with Rome, there is no compulsion on the part of Rome. But there is again a big but there. But the dogma of the filioque, that is binding and that should be held throughout. Either you be Eastern or Western.
If it's dogmatized, why is it confessed? That is why no compulsion.
Because because it is I'll tell you. Because the addition of filioque into the creed is only a local Latin interpolation. It is surely a dogma. If you, in terms of dogma, or if you scan through the writings of the early fathers like Alexandrian tradition, like Athanasius or Cyril of Alexandria, all these fathers.
If it's just local, then how is it dogma? Because dogma is universal.
Yeah, it is dogmatized. It is also surely a dogma. It is surely a dogma, but in the original Niceno-Constantinople Creed, which is already formulated in 381, you don't have the filioque, the additional filioque clause. For this reason,
we don't have but my question is, if it's local, then how is it dogma? If it's dogma, then how is it local?
Yeah, it is dogma because it is already taught by.
Asking how is it local if it's dogma?
It is everything which is in the creed. It need not every dogma need not to be what you call. If I have the creed in front of me, the symbol. If I have the creed in front of me, not only I subscribe to the creed, I subscribe to the theology of the creed also. So, in the theology of the creed, in the terms of possession, we hold that the filioque. But in terms of the creedal tradition, it is not binding on us.
Yeah, but the creed is simply to confess your faith, and if it's dogma, why don't you confess it? That's my question. At the same time, how is it local if it's dogma? Why? If it's local, why is it dogma to begin with?
It is local, why it is dogma to begin with? It is already dogmatized, means we can find this particular...
dogmatized. My question is, why is it dogmatized if it's local? It cannot be local, you don't have synodality.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that everything all the theology need not to be represented in the creed. It is just a norm. It is just a symbol of faith.
You're not getting my question.
I do think we know, as an Orthodox, for example, if you look in history, we understand that it wasn't really well used in the beginning, to say so. Yeah, but when we look at the creed itself, is that when we look at the creed that translated it from into Latin, we do know that creed translated it from. I think it was during a meeting in Toledo around the 500s, where they translated it from the Greek, Holy Greek into Latin. And when they did so, the word "and" from the Son, or filioque, was there. We can discuss if it was I guess I would say that there must have been a problem and an issue because they could not determine this change. Because if it's a local synod, it cannot change an entire council.
It cannot be
one of the
if it's a local synod, they cannot dogmatize. At the same time, they let go of synodality because then they left the church and have their own, like one patriarchy basically, which is all encompassing. So you don't have
but this is when we see when the schism occurred later on, when it was the bigger schism in 1054. And that's when we can understand that they probably sort of using it much more and maybe use that this is how we should have, I guess. I think in the beginning, sorry.
It still makes no sense because like all I'm getting is mind quotes and like confessions, like we believe this. Okay, I understand you believe this, but now why should I believe it? So
no, I agree.
How can it?
No. It is not that it is innovated. We are not saying that the filioque in theology, in theology it is not innovated. Even before the symbol of faith was formulated in 381, there are church fathers who have taught it dogmatically. This is what we are saying. This is what our position is. Even you can find the filioque even taught by Pope Leo the Great in 447. I can even cite that particular letter. Hello?
What does that mean? There's people who taught a lot of things.
What I'm trying to say is that it is not a purely Latin or it's not purely Augustinian who have expounded this particular theology. You can find it even in Greek fathers and Alexandrian fathers. The theology of the filioque, you can even find it in Epiphanes of Salamis, Gregory of Nyssa, Basil of Caesarea, Pope Leo, Augustine.
Well, I see that's the thing. You can find a lot of things. You can find the opposite with all these people. I think this is a matter of your understanding of these texts rather than what the texts say, but it still is beyond reason to believe that it's local when you don't have any synodality. It's beyond reason to believe that it is dogma. Like, that's not how it works.
Even at the Second Council of Nicaea, it was already discussed. This was discussed at length, and even the Patriarch of Constantinople, Tarasius, held to the theology of the filioque. There are new.
I'm asking though. Like that's not the. I want the reasoning. I don't want this that. Like, what's the reasoning here? How can it mix? How do you connect the dots? Because the dots are not connected in my mind. There's no way to.
No, what we are trying to say is that the addition of filioque or the theology behind the filioque is not, it's not new in 1054 or it's not new in 1014.
Well, you can't. Heresy, the Arian heresy is not new either.
No. What I mean to say is that I can demonstrate even from the church fathers, from the beginning, the theology of the filioque. Even you can find from the earliest creeds.
From the beginning.
Like say for example Toledo is a local creed. You can find in the first council of Toledo, which happened in 400, the exact theology of filioque. You can even find in the 16th council. The Athanasian creed. The Athanasian creed.
Because the filioque was added in response to Arianism. So Arianism is also a heresy that was prior to the filioque. So why don't we adopt that?
It is not. It is purely a response to the Spanish Arianism that the filioque had been added in the Toledo, then to counter that particular heresy. But the theology of the filioque is already held by church fathers from.
Arianism was already held by many.
So are you saying that the fathers like Athanasius, Saint Athanasius the Great, and Pope Leo the Great, and
like telling me that they said it doesn't do much because these are our saints, so you can't use my saints against me. Now, my question is very clear. It's more about the reasoning rather than the belief. I don't care what you believe. I understand what you believe. Why should I believe it? That's the question. The response can't be, oh, we believe this. Oh, I understand that. But why should I believe?
Yeah, why should you believe this? Because you have already dogmatized. It is not that we had held to the patristic tradition. It is only in.
That's my first question. How can it be?
What I'm trying to. I'll explain. Now in the Synod of Blackernay, after the Second Council of Lyons, when the Eastern Orthodox have come into union with the Catholics, after the Second Synod of Second Council of Lyons, which happened in 1274, in 1285.
When did we come in union with the Catholics? When did that happen?
That is, I think, during the Emperor Paleologus, Emperor John Paleologus, and the Patriarch at that time was Patriarch John Bekos, was the Constantinople Patriarch.
Yeah, but how did we come in union with Catholics? I missed that.
Yeah, all these things were discussed. Primarily, the Filioque was discussed. This was prior 200 years prior to the Florence. This was in the Second Council of Lyons, that means 1274. Second Council of Lyons. It is an ecumenical council for the Catholics, but during that particular council.
But that's not the ecumenical council for us.
Yeah, I know. It was already agreed upon, and then later the decision was reversed because after
talking about because you don't understand synodality and
No, it's not that. No, I didn't mean that, Ravi. What I mean to say is that already the union has been established after the death of the emperor. That is after the death of Emperor John Paleologus, and his son has taken over, Andronicus Paleologus.
Do you understand that that's not how it works? Do you understand that for it to be ecumenical, it has to have all the Orthodox? You can't have one bishop say yes and then say it's binding.
It is not one bishop said yes. The whole church had entered into union for one particular thing.
The whole church, if it's not ecumenical.
No, what I mean to say is that there was union for some point of time. It is not just one day. It is from 1274 to 1200.
It's just impossible to have a dialogue. You're not getting between who? Because as for the Orthodox, that's not ecumenical. You can't have an Orthodox bishop have a union, which is a forgery, by the way, but have a union with you and then say that's the Orthodox have a union.
Because that is because the emperor had, after the emperor, John Paleologus, his son had taken over, and after Andronicus Paleologus had taken over, he sacked the patriarch, John Bekos, and he had appointed a new patriarch, Gregory of Cyprus, Gregory II of Cyprus, and he held a new synod of the
Hurts, man. It doesn't matter. Okay, how about this? If you have all the patriarchs actually being in union with the Catholics, one patriarch says no, then it's not binding.
Oh, okay. I will tell you one thing, Ravi. The Acacian Schism. Let's talk about the Acacian Schism. Was under Emperor Zeno, when he issued the Henoticon, was there a schism from then to the 519, or when Pope Cornelius had made his decree? What do you say about that? Is that a schism?
Man, I don't even know about my contention is more about how it thinks. You don't seem to understand the concept of synodality because you don't have it, but we have it. It doesn't matter if one person, whether it be because there's forgeries, as you may know, according to your own church's internal archives.
You saying that the Second Council of Lyons, what the Union achieved the Second Council of Lyons, was a forgery? It is a historical fact.
I'm not sure if that one specifically is a forgery. That's
what about the Council of Florence?
Let's say
Council of Florence.
Let's say it's not a forgery. You're still. I'm starting to think that you're intentionally missing my point here. If one person says, okay, that's not binding, it's not ecumenical. It is ecumenical for you, it is not ecumenical for us. So if it's not ecumenical for us, it doesn't mean anything. You can have a patriarch, you can have two patriarchs, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most bishops were Arian. Only 2 bishops were not Arian, if you remember. It doesn't matter. If it's not the entirety of Orthodoxy, then it's not ecumenical, then it's not bounding, it's not dogma. Period. So that's something you don't have in your realm, but we have it. So you can't say it is this way because that's outside for it. Okay, but it's not for us.
You can in that case you can also say that Oriental Orthodox are also okay because they were not there in the Council of Chalcedon, or they were not fully represented. They were not fully represented in the Council of Chalcedon.
But it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with everybody needs to be agreed on. And if one of the creatures that were united says no, then that will be dissolved directly.
But there's a reason why they were not in Chalcedon. But there's a reason why they're not in Chalcedon.
Tell me why John Bacchus achieved union and that was reversed by Emperor Andronicus Palaiologos and later.
And then that's still the question here. Even if it happened, and even if it's true, and if it's not a forgery, why do you think that that's binding? Do you understand the concept of synodality?
It's not binding. That is not my point. That is not the point I was trying to make. Now, after all this happened, there was a synod which was officiated by.
Exactly, synodality. The synod is local. It doesn't speak on behalf of the church. It speaks on behalf of the local church. That's not how things work. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that there's a local synod that is held. That is a synod of Blackernay that is held by the patriarch, that particular patriarch of, and they have dogmatized their position.
But they don't get to dogmatize. They don't get to. That's not how it works, dude. That's not how it works in the Orthodox.
Are you saying that the Orthodox Church haven't dogmatized this issue on the filioque in Synod of Blackernay? That is a done deal for them.
The Synod can't speak on behalf. Do you understand what dogma is? What is dogma?
That is all certain truths which have to be held binding.
How can a synod dogmatize something and say it's a certain truth if only ecumenical councils are infallible and hence dogmatized?
So you're saying that the synod? Okay. What about the Palamite councils? Are they dogmatic? Palamite synods, are they dogmatic? The decisions from the synods, are they dogmatic?
Some positions of synods could be dogmatic if they become ecumenical.
I hate to interrupt, but this is like children at McDonald's arguing over nothing. Like, what does this have to do with Jesus Christ? My God, you guys are going to drive yourselves crazy talking about. Oh man.
Oh no, I have a series. I was looking for my cockroach.
Yeah, where's the cockroach?
Hold on.
The famous one. That's the one that put your name on the map.
Did you know that roaches can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes? So the other day I saw a video of a roach riding on the back of a goldfish.
Oh, I saw that shit too. I saw that. Did you send that to me? I don't know.
I did. I sent that to everybody. I was like, oh my God. Here I am in my next life.
I'm about to buy. What do y'all think?
How much top shelf shit for that price?
An ounce.
That's good. That's amazing. That's a good price.
20, 40, 60. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I need $1 more to make this $175. Wow, that's fucking.
Oh man, don't be pulling out change and shit, man. That's no.
I am. I will.
Be an economist. Say I'm $1 short. Can you cover it?
No, I have $1 here. It's rolled up. I used to do cocaine with it, but I'll use it. It's legit rolled up like a cocaine straw. Like I'm not fucking lying here.
That's your lucky dollar, though. Sounds like you got out there, Barrel.
Probably at least 17 of these, like rolled up in a fucking drawer somewhere. Stop. Those though, also for my. That's the ones I keep. My $2 snorts. So we call them a little snort.
Oh yeah, when you're really breaking the bank, yeah, you bust out the $2 bills.
When you're really breaking the bank, bro. Like yeah, when you're stretching it.
Hi, what's this room about? Is this an NA meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're not available to fucking hear from you or your needs. Exactly.
I am complete.
Roman dumping in here, I'm coming for you. If you see me on the road, you don't want to know. I'm the one that's going to be in your fish tank riding your goldfish, sir.
Ew.
I
That
think,
sounds almost like sexual.
I think I had a girlfriend like that once.
So people could work out how would that work?
You can eat everything and sleep anywhere. Shh, babe, you want to see the video?
Yeah, send her the video so he knows what you're talking about.
God.
Because he's a little lost. Because these cockroaches here, they be fucking flying, swimming, they're in space.
You have cockroaches the size of fucking rats, and your rats are the size of fucking cats. It's like, it's fucking...
And our cats are the size of fucking dogs, and the dogs are the size of humans. It's fucking crazy out here.
The dogs belong in the zoo. Fucking
The
hell.
belong to you trying, I hear you. the dogs belong in the zoo. Fuck out of here.
If your dogs are barking ping pong.
What do you think about this analogy that the green bean moderators are spiders? They cast a web of despair, and anybody who gets trapped in their web is a fly.
I think you care too much.
Are you feeling disparaged? Anyway, in the chat, we did with the whole class, the rodeo of the roach. He's a sea clown. I'm here for it.
Now subscribe.
That roach reminds me of Joe's apartment, the movie.
That's the guy that records us and like puts it on his YouTube and stuff.
Captain, go look in the chat and look at the video. Watch the video. You won't regret it. It's like National Geographic up in the projects.
Okay, Highway Patrol, I see you trailing me for the last 20 miles. All right, enough is enough.
That's when I like pass them or get rid of them. I say, okay, you're not really gonna pull me over.
They're your cockroach.
He's behind me, actually, so I'm just waiting.
Oh. Are you going over the speed limit at all?
What's that? No, I'm doing the speed limit. Yeah, I'm doing the speed limit. But
Oh, so at that point, like when I want to get it done, I will actually break the speed limit by like 3 to 4 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking, like the whatever the TRT thing, yeah.
Yeah, TRT doses.
yeah, just saying, it's fine, you're fine.
If you don't have kids, then it's fine. You stay on it.
What is the TRT doses? Like, what's the difference between that and like really wanting to get big muscles and stuff?
Yeah, that's where the gym doctors in the gym come up with that. They have various ways, some of which are pretty dangerous, like the oral route.
They say they don't have quotas, but I know they do because
Anabolin B, this oral testosterone that go through your liver mess you up that way, but it causes a dynamic boost. Equipose is like a horse steroid, doesn't even horses. These guys are happily inject. Double, triple the dose of the TRT. But it is what it is. The gym doctors are smart. They know even how to cut the side effects with the aromatase inhibitor, and they'll have their whole. These fellows think their shit doesn't stink, that they're onto a perfect regimen, and they end up bulked up. They end up yelling at their wife, getting into fights all over the town because they're roided out and having these mental issues from high testosterone, which are serious, by the way. Yeah, they're looking at themselves in the mirror all the time.
You're spreading misinformation about the bodybuilder community, Evil.
I can tell you one thing because I play Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? And so being athletic and then bodybuilding is so vastly different from one another. I know, like, some of the older guys that play jiu-jitsu, they do, like, they say TRT doses, right? And they don't look too different from me. They're even like 50. Oh, like 50, you know?
Yeah, so they're just on TRT. That's fine. They're already done having kids. And
Yeah.
as a 35-year-old, you can't just go on TRT. You already got the
capacity for deep, good testosterone.
Right, and so
unless you're a MMA fighter, then those guys go on because they want to get recovery quick.
well, that's what these guys on TRT say. Like, if they go off of it, they have to take off a fucking week between training, right?
But these guys probably blew out their nuts earlier in their life doing steroids, by the way.
Maybe. The point that I was trying to make is that just having large muscles and like locking yourself into machines, like doing a bodybuilding routine, is so bad for athletic performance. It's good if you want to go and do like low reps with like, would you say like basic like full body movements just to get stronger, like your overall body stronger. But if you're spending years sitting in machines and doing very specific slow bodybuilder movements, that does not transfer to sports whatsoever. And then a lot of these guys, unfortunately, like their cardio really sucks.
Okay, you got this.
They're a little bit strong in just like very specific areas.
Okay, you got
But
this.
they're not coordinated.
They're
not coordinated. They're slow. It's true. The whole thing that they're like, I don't know. I'm just saying like sports is so much.
Oh, too much.
Maybe there's like 5 or 6 aspects of sports, like cardio, speeding up, slowing down, memorizing movements, doing so many other things that bodybuilding does not even address whatsoever. Nothing at all. None of that. It's not.
You do, yeah.
Anyway, sorry for talking too long.
You know Ronnie Coleman, that huge bodybuilder? I saw him on YouTube, and he's got the nicest, sweetest, most like childish demeanor. And his belly button is protruding, and everything on his.
Sakamoto was just talking about this cat on his 12, 13 health problems, and some of the bodybuilders like Schwarzenegger have had very little. He had some sort of congenital valve problem from a kid, but yeah, I was telling him, I bet Schwarzenegger's had his knees scoped so many times, probably had his knees replaced, he just never told anybody. Most of these guys go for knee replacement, heart condition or heart attack, but
What's the knee replacement from? Like calcium withdrawal?
like banging out 500 pound, 600 pound squats all over the place. You know what I mean? And I don't know, but yeah, they multiple reps of unnatural amounts. But the CrossFit guys get that too. Jumping all over the place onto the concrete, they get it. And the runners get it too, the pure runners.
It's just crazy because you swell up so much that when you stop all the hormone and all the intense workouts, and 30 years later, it's like you look at that Coleman body and you're like, damn, he looks like he got deflated, and it's a bad look. Schwarzenegger too kind of has that look, but it's just crazy how you can cause the body such incredible growth. And ultimately, it rescinds back to its mean or average.
Yeah, I don't know. I like sports. When I was like a teenager in my 20s, I tried to make big muscles and stuff like that, but I care more about like sports.
Flexibility is huge. I mean, look at guys like Tiger Woods who can produce all that torque. I mean, it's truly flexibility plus muscle mass plus concentration.
That's another one that had dramatic amount of surgeries and beaten up cartilage, beat up everything, even though you'd never think from just golf. But most of these golfers are on ibuprofen from their mid-30s. I know a pro on tour. And they say it's like everybody's got back and knee problems. It's from the multiple reps, of unnatural reps.
I went to this college alumni event, and there was this older gentleman who was a retired Army colonel, and he was in tip-top shape, and he was probably in his like late 60s. And I said, "Sir, you know, can I ask you some advice? Like, how have you managed to stay in such incredible shape?" And he said, "Yoga." He said, "Yoga is the best way to spend your time." He's like, "It's, you know, it does," and I do it every day, and it's just like, yeah, I understand, because what you're doing is you're doing so many variables of movement that you never do otherwise. So you're truly working like the full body. You know, in a non-egregious manner. No, you know, crazy weights. I mean, it's all flexibility.
Swimming's good, and I think for us in North America, just as a culture, like you see a lot of dudes that are like, they walk around with their elbows wide out and chip on their shoulder, whole macho culture. And, you know, they might be able to lift a lot of weight, but they're fat as fuck and they got horrendous cardio. So I think just as a culture, we need, like, people to run. I know it's bad for the knees. But I mean, generally, you can have bad knees. If you have bad knees and you have a really good heart, it's better.
Well, what's better, walking for an hour at a high interval, or just mixing it up altogether, I suppose?
I think mixing everything up, but as far as I understand, like zone 2 long term, which means like fast-paced walking or very, very slow light jogging that you could still chat with your buddy. Doing that like for an hour or 2 hours every day is the best. So zone 2, like 1 or 2 hours a day, is, I heard, it's the best for your heart over the long term. Like most Olympians usually train at like 20-30% of their maximum effort, like daily. You know, they don't go in the gym once a week and try as hard as they can and then wait another week and then try as hard as they can. That's like the worst thing you can possibly do. Even like in my sport, like the very best like jiu-jitsu guys, they train every day, but really, really, really lightly.
It's amazing how the environment can dictate your workout, and when you have a new environment and you're like, and you are doing new things, you're just like, holy shit! Like, I have a total routine that I couldn't break because I'm like going to the same gym every day. So now I'm going to a new gym. I'm like, holy shit! It's like totally new environment, different.
Yeah.
I've heard like wind sprints are real good, you know, mixing that interval in, you know, if you're just like a regular average walker, average jogger, but like doing, you know, half track wind sprints is like, you know, it's not too hard on the heart and like you're getting close to peaking, but it's needed.
Yeah, it's good. There's a dude, he's a professional, would you say conditioning or aerobic, like stamina athlete for MMA guys, and he's got a book. His name is Joel Jameson, and he's got a book called 8 Weeks Out, and it's a general plan for like overall, like just very good conditioning for like everybody. But the main thing he says is like over years and years is like doing this zone 2 very light cardio every day for quite a while. He suggests like, he says like 3 times a week, an hour and a half in zone 2.
My advice,
yeah.
I've got a business proposition for you. We come out with a new fragrance called Adrian Dittman, and we push it on X, and it'll be like a parody meme, and we'll say inspired by Musk.
Yeah, maybe. Sounds good.
I come to rush the stage. Power rush.
Anthony, aka Alan, are you autistic, Anthony?
No.
church.
I've been there. But you've never been to West Palm Beach.
Hey, Zach.
No. Wisdom. Hello.
Hello, mod me, please.
Of course. What you doing?
Nothing, just chilling.
Welcome
I'll
to
invite
the
people.
room, Wisdom.
Thank you. Is Abby Eba on? Is the crew available? Is Bussy here?
Let me ping him in there.
I'm pinging.
Wisdom.
I'm pinging. I'm blocked from so many rooms now that I'm gonna have to create a new burner account soon.
Really?
Look at V's
Can you
photo.
ping him in here, Wisdom? Ping them both in here.
I did. I pinged everybody.
Hi, V. I said hi, V.
I said hello.
Where are you from, V?
I'm from the UK and I live in Germany.
That must be exhausting.
Why?
UK.
Why would it be exhausting? Why did you
Got
say
it. Michael. Hello.
Can we just hear V out for a moment?
Sure.
Yeah, V, you were saying before she cut you off?
Some man with you fool.
No, you. Like you were saying something before she cut you off.
That's not a she though.
No, I said goddess, not you. Not Zach, sorry.
Hello does not cut people off. It's just hello.
Danny's
My favorite person in the whole world in this room, guys. My favorite person in the whole online world is Zara. I love Zara.
Can you just let V finish? Yeah. Oh, for heaven's sake, there's no order in this room, is there?
Please stay on mute.
Yeah, V, you were saying, continue.
I don't want to anymore.
It's okay, man.
He was about to complain about Germany and UK.
I just wanted to hear it, you know.
Also, FYI, everyone, Danny's recording the room.
Goodbye.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Well,
crap, you left. Oh.
I'm sorry I became an assassin of you. I didn't mean to be your number one
Somebody,
assassin. I just don't know what's going on and I feel uncomfortable. I don't know what's going on.
Like, V, can you explain to us, like, what Wisdom was trying to say about you trying to think about?
No, I just said, he said it would be exhausting, and I said, why? That's it.
Well, I want to hear it, if you don't mind. I want to hear it.
It's not me, it's Wisdom that needs to add on to what he said.
Okay.
Yeah, I was being facetious.
And V, where are you from, if you mind me asking?
Germany.
But you originally British, but you moved to Germany, correct?
Yes.
So did you leave the UK because of too much immigration?
Yes.
I thought so. I feel your pain.
So you left your country because of immigrants, and you became an immigrant in another country?
Yeah.
Well, technically no, because he's a Caucasian, so he can go to any European nation he pleases.
That's racist.
Racist!
That's the way it is, though, man. Come on. Why are we acting like it's not that way?
When has patriotism turned into racism? It baffles.
Exactly.
No, it's just that you guys, like, you know, white folks get a lot of,
Please, no referring to white people. That's racist too.
Okay, what about people of color? I agree.
No, we are just people.
Without color, I don't have any color at all.
Let cauliflower finish. Go ahead, cauliflower.
Can we say Caucasians?
Just say.
I just said that.
Just say people.
Not everybody is from the Caucasus Mountain. Okay. Well, how am I supposed to classify this? Okay, so I come from Nibiru. I come from Nibiru, and
we're like fair-skinned and dark-skinned. I mean, there's fair-skinned and dark-skinned, and then that does not alienate children from mixed interracial families. You know, we have people who are from so-called black mother and white father, and then what are they, gray? Yeah.
I identify as Chanel color 22 beige rose.
Danny, let cauliflower finish.
Hell yeah. I'm just gonna put it this way. I'm just gonna say that some folks, because of the way that they look, get special privileges. That's all. I do.
Listen,
I'll go wherever I please. Yeah, she gets special pretty girl privilege.
I think if we do not allow the women who are melanated to speak, we all get beat down by everyone because we look like we have more privilege for some reason. Yet, ironically, the woman of color has more privilege. Oh no, did I say that?
Cauliflower. I got an answer to what you said. So basically, you said, "Oh my goodness."
Well, I thought we're not supposed to say color or white people, and then God has just said people of color.
Well, it's a bitch to speak anymore because the colloquialisms are so thick on the ground. So a person who has higher levels of melanin than another person, I mean, it doesn't fucking it's such nonsense when you try to get into it. We're all being so stupid, I think.
No, it's not stupid.
I think it's just the billionaires who are robbing us all.
I agree.
Do y'all get tans?
Yeah, I only burn. I don't have the privilege to be able to tan.
I tan. I'm brown. I tan.
Oh, you turn like red. You turn red. Yeah, my skin gets damaged and it peels off and it hurts.
Oh God, yeah. That's how it is with some folks.
So is it racist? Is it racist to?
So are you saying that because I'm black, I can't go to any country? Are you saying
Sarah,
that?
hold on. No one cares.
No, nobody said that.
Oh my God, man.
But they're gonna reject your immigration application before they reject other people who have different skin colors than you.
If you're like a coke baron though, and you've got like millions of dollars, they will
Can you let
look
other people
anything.
talk, guys? Please.
Yeah.
Stop hugging the mic. Pete, you were saying something?
Some cultures are more disruptive than others.
Zach, give me the moderator.
One
mic.
One mic.
Horse.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Some cultures.
So the only one that would be able to go is my aunt. Because she...
Can you stop muting people?
Stop doing it.
He's muting everyone. Zach, give me the mod.
My aunt.
Zach, give him the mod.
Blue eyes and blonde hair. Like.
Yeah, give him the mod. Please, Zach. You ladies need to shut up. No joke.
Why? Because we're telling the truth?
That's sexist.
No, because you sound like stupid bitches. That's why.
That's just how
You're the stupidest bitch ever. You think Polo Association is Polo
Just kick him out, please. Get him out of here.
You'll fucking remember this.
Fine, I'm gonna kick him out. I'm gonna kick him out.
Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. You're a beaner too. But you smell like shit.
Stupid beaner.
No, why did you make her mod? Why'd you do that, man?
Where's Danny going?
No, why did
Joey.
Where did you kick out?
Okay, now make me moderate.
I am the way for rules.
Alright.
All hail V. All hail V.
Right, Zara, you need to shut up. You're going down the stage. I had enough.
All hail V.
Right, so B, can I hear that?
Give Zach back his mod badge!
Can you be quiet? talk to me for a moment?
Fucking hell!
So,
Create a new room, Zach.
can you be quiet?
Mod wisdom, please.
Alright, can everybody be quiet, please? Alright. Now listen, B, how is immigration like in Germany today? Is it worse or?
It's worse in most regions, but if you live in a town, it's basically just no immigration at all.
Yeah, just Caucasians, right?
Yes.
Good. Like I said, man, I feel your pain. I'm from Denmark originally, and I've been to England before in Sheffield, the worst place ever. All I saw was Somalis and Roman gypsies and Africans. It was awful, man. It was awful. Islam everywhere. It was awful. So I feel
It's technically the Jews that are letting in the immigrants into white nations that want to destroy Europe, which is a powerhouse to Israel.
Is it all the Jews, or is it like a couple Jews? Like, who are these Jews?
It's majority of the Jews.
The majority, so like 51% of the Jews?
More.
They kicked me.
Point I'm trying to make. And by the way, from outsiders looking in, when in 2008, Ukraine sets on a mission to investigate joining NATO, it is what it is. And no matter the mansplaining that happens between the two of you, the rest of us are looking at it and going, I don't care what you fucking say. They started this. There was a referendum. And I don't really believe that either Putin or Zelensky give a shit at the end of the day about what the people think. They both look like thugs from over here. And nobody looks like the good guy. I'm sorry. They don't look like the good guy. And you're asking us to pick a side. It's like shit sandwich A or shit sandwich B, and we'd like you to keep funding it. That's what it looks like.
And it's what I was saying before, that the fact that in this case, for example, I support Russia's position, it doesn't mean that I believe that Russia is virtuous. But neither you can sell to me the idea that just because Ukraine happen to be on the opposite side of Russia, that they are virtuous either. So I think that both countries are run by thugs. I think both presidents are dictators, and I think that a lot of shit is happening in both countries. Now, my only claim was to Andre when he was talking about the intentionality behind Ukraine joining NATO, and this is the only reason why I brought up this letter, because just sending a formal letter with the letterhead of the government of Ukraine is already showing intentionality. Whether afterwards it passed the referendum or it passed approval from the members of NATO or not, that is another question, but the intentionality was there. And yes, of course, they are individuals. They are not, the people that run governments are people. They have emotions, they have interests, they have curiosity. But this was not an informal conversation they had on the phone where they were having a couple of drinks maybe over a bar, and it's like, hey dude, by the way, what are the rules if I wanted to join NATO? No, this was a letter that was formally sent with the letterhead of the Ukrainian government asking for the directions on what they require to join NATO. And that shows intentionality. That's all my point.
Okay, great. So, the facts on the ground are that the president and the vice president of Ukraine have submitted a request for Prime Minister, submitted an application for joining NATO. They were not only denied by the NATO.
No, that's not the claim. They didn't submit the application. They requested the application.
Requested the information about the application. Correct. Okay, cool. Now, what else do we have? We have the NATO members denying them even the MAP application, right? In Germany, France. So the claim that NATO, the NATO it was trying to get into Ukraine, false, because NATO members have denied MAP, even the preparatory application for Ukraine. So that claim is false. Secondly,
No, the
when
claim that they
President-
requested is not false.
Isa, listen carefully. The NATO was not trying to expand into Ukraine. When Ukraine even asked for general points about the applications, they were denied. They were never given the application or chance. Okay, so whoever says,
Yes, in 2008,
whoever says, yes, so whoever says that NATO was trying to expand eastward, through Ukraine, false.
No, Andre, this has more nuance. They might have not had the expansion intention in 2008, but that might have changed later. So let's start in the timeline. Back in 2008, you're right. Back in 2008, you're right.
I love how it changes.
It's her room, and you're over talking.
Yes. I'm not over talking. I was the one talking.
Just to refine our alignment, because we are aligned in what you're saying in 2008, but you want to expand the 2008 claim to all the way to 2022. No, there is a lot of nuance.
No, that's not what I was doing either. So you're misrepresenting my position once again. So NATO never had an intent of expanding into Ukraine because they denied them even the MAP.
Yeah, you're lying. You don't know what you're talking about.
So they were not tied. Okay, next. Once the referendum in Ukraine was conducted.
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, you're wrong. What false? You're wrong. No, I'm correct.
You made this statement. You wanted to expand.
Into Ukraine. Prior to 2014. Okay, yes, it did change, but we're talking about the past because you making this whole claim contingent on the fact that Ukraine was a target of NATO the whole time. False.
No,
it was
I
not.
didn't make that claim. You are making the claim.
No, that's one of the claims that you were making, that NATO was trying to get Ukraine to join it. That's false.
No,
it was not.
Oh my God, Andre, there are different things here. My claim was. First, there was intentionality of Ukraine. Okay, it didn't go through. Then my claim was afterwards that the Biden administration and NATO, they were pushing since 2018.
That is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not changing. I'm not challenging this claim because it's completely irrelevant to this discussion. Because it is irrelevant, and I'll explain to you why. Because the narrative of Russia was that the reason why they started the war in 2014, which is 4 years prior to what you are talking about, obviously, right? Chronology here, is that NATO was trying to expand into Ukraine. So his claim is false, and his pretense for the war is false. Secondly, the second part of
Andre, he's bad at communication.
they
Okay,
went,
he's annoying.
Yushchenko went to the population of the Ukraine and conducted a referendum of whether the country, the actual country of whom they are servants, wanted to join NATO. They got only 30% support, which meant that the country did not want to join. They had no intention of doing so until the 2014 aggression, after which the public opinion changed drastically. That is the narrative. Are you denying any point of that narrative?
Well, what I would say, it's not that denying the point of the narrative. What I'm gonna say is that the whole Donbass conflict and Crimea, that was caused by different reasons. It didn't necessarily have to do with NATO, but it had to do with the fact that, well, all our disputes on territory, and some violations from Ukraine towards their own people, and there were some abuse, and also Ukraine violated some Minsk agreements, and blah, blah, blah. And so it was more nuanced than just NATO. Now, if we're going to stick to NATO, I'm just sticking to a narrative because the whole NATO thing wasn't, let's say, the core of the conflict until 2022. And this is the reason why I'm saying that we need to talk in a timeline, because the position of NATO in 2008, you are right, they were not looking for expansion, but that changed over the years. And at some point, it was being encouraged by the US, and that was the narrative that was sounding since 2018 in Putin's ears, and he was saying, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, and they kept insisting. So, I think that this conflict is very nuanced, dude, but just claiming, making the flat claiming of NATO never wanted to expand. Therefore, anyone that makes that claim is completely false. It's
conditional. Never wanted to expand until Russian aggression in 2014. Until that time, they did not want to expand. Now, let's look at what you were saying later. So the conflict with Crimea, right, and the Donbass area, that had nothing to do, you said, with NATO, right? One of the claims of Russia was that the United States was building a NATO base in Crimea. That is officially was the position of Putin.
They call it a buffer zone or something like that.
False.
Something like that.
That's a false claim. That's a false claim because they had absolutely no jurisdiction of building any NATO bases on the territory of Ukraine because it was not a member of NATO. Okay, so once again, pretenses for the war, pretenses for this conflict, pretenses of trying to chop off some territory from Ukraine were all false. Those were false claims by Russian propaganda. Do you deny that?
Well, continue. I'll tell you later.
No, but my just so we're clear, right? My position right now is that United States did a gross mismanagement of its money by having absolutely no control of how it's distributed, what it's going to, and there's like billions of dollars, multiple billions of dollars lost in the process through corruption. They were dealing with a country that is a corrupt country. Right? So I think that process needs to be completely restructured. And frankly, Europe has to pick up the bill for Ukraine because Ukraine is first and foremost protecting its borders from Russia. Not the United States, but the United States' interest in Europe, but Europe is directly in the line of fire from Russia, so it should be picking up the bill. So all of those points, this is part of my position. Now, in terms of how it's presented, that it's not Russia's fault, Russia is just defending itself.
If you Ukraine want everyone else's money.
Because Russia has been talking about restating the Soviet Union ever since it fell apart, from the very beginning, from the 90s. The very CIS agreement was an attempt to, reconcile those countries, specifically, Belarus and Ukraine, into a single economic zone. It's failed. It's failed.
1 second. So this is again you assuming you know the deepest desires in Putin's heart, and this is very difficult for anyone
That's his words. His words. No.
His words.
No desires.
Hold on. From his words, also what he has said is that those who don't miss the USSR have no heart, but those who want it back have no brain. And this also has from his lips.
That's metaphor that brings nothing to his point of view. That's metaphoric language that brings absolutely nothing.
Hold on, what you are saying that there is no evidence of this stuff in the how did you call it, shit, I'm losing my words. I'm trying to do too many things at the same time because I'm trying to share a link. You say that there is no evidence of the U.S. ever building anything in the Crimea and Donbass region. Like, what year were you referring to? Hello?
Hello, I think you exhausted him.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Why did the United States try to build something in Crimea? I don't get it.
Yeah, he said that NATO was not looking to expand, or that there was no evidence of any of these happening, and that these were false accusations of Putin. He said that.
Just look what happened since 1991.
Yeah, but no, because I found an article from 2017 actually, and I put it in the chat, which actually is talking about the building of Operations Center on the Black Sea coast, which actually proves that there is intentionality of the expansion that Putin could have taken as an aggression, towards his national security. So I'm just asking Andre because I don't know what year he said, and this one is from 2017.
Isa, the problem here is that you're ignoring what happened in 2014 when Russian troops entered Crimea and Donbass and Luhansk. They took over the territory, they pretended to be green little men, but they were in fact Russian troops. The European court had established this with evidence. This is established, this is fact. So to say that, in 2017 we talked about NATO, this is bullshit. Of course they want to be part of NATO because they've seen the Russian aggression. It makes perfect sense.
And I kept saying this repeatedly, that, there was no intention of joining NATO from Ukraine until Russian aggression. After that, yes, it changed quite a bit.
But what do the people want? What do the taxpayers want? What do the voters want?
Well, there was a referendum. You guys talk about referendums. Crimea, there was a referendum.
Correct, and the people decided to go away from Ukraine. And then Zelensky.
On the referendum,
That's right.
Well, are you serious about your referendum bullshit or not?
Yes, it's not bullshit.
People they're real over here, but not real over here. Which ones are real, Andre? Tell us which ones are real.
One is conducted under the
One is
guidelines.
real, one isn't.
Stop interrupting, Al. Stop interrupting.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Al.
International bodies.
Cherry picking.
No, it's not cherry picking. You don't know what cherry picking is. But the second one was conducted without any access from the international community and was not certified. So that's the difference. I don't think you didn't know.
And also Ukraine.
Yeah, the other one was certified.
I'm reading here about
It's complete ignorance about the United States and Russia. You're equivocating between the two, as if a referendum in the United States is the same in Russia. These are two separate states. These are not the same countries. Sorry?
Of course, because you don't like Russia. That's because it
No, because Putin has been president for over 20 years.
And then Russians are happy with it. Let them.
No, they're not. They don't even have the opportunity to do anything different because all the opposition becomes
Dude, you don't get to say what people do in other countries. You don't get
What
to
are you
say what
talking
people do in
about?
other countries.
I'm talking about what happens to the people who oppose Putin. They
So
die.
that's the problem.
Looks like the
No,
same
yours.
That's the exact reason why you can't take anything
What
that
happens
comes
when
from
you
Russia
oppose
seriously.
the government in Ukraine?
Okay, you know what happens, Al? So you seem to be knowing what happens.
You tell me.
Know what
You
happens.
tell me, Tim.
No. You're the one making the claim. You know that
I
something
didn't make
happens. What
any
happens?
claim. I'm asking you.
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me what happens.
That was a question. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah, and I'm not going to provide you any evidence for your claim.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So what happened? Why is that a relevant question if you can't provide any reasons why you wouldn't be able to trust the government? Why should I take it seriously? It's just a question. It's not a claim.
Tam, calm down, Tam. Elle is making the point that it's a shit sandwich, and everybody knows this is a shit situation. So all of this deflection and denial of personal responsibility and trying to come up with a peace solution, you're full of shit, man. This is a shit sandwich, and nobody wants to eat a shit sandwich anymore. American taxpayers are not going to keep paying for the 51st state of America.
Sometimes now you're just completely garbage. Like,
Okay, because I don't agree with you. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion.
This is a rare one.
So I am reading about the Minsk agreements that took place in 2014-2015, which provided Donbass a special status, and they were being provided self-governance, and this was, of course, passed through a referendum, which you guys love, and so Donbass was going to still remain part of Ukraine. They were going to be self-governed, like they didn't want to be part of the government of Ukraine. And what Zelensky did is that, well, Zelensky or the government of Ukraine, they didn't give a shit and they bombed the shit out of Donbass, right? And so they broke the Minsk agreement, and that is when, well, the shit continued to happen until Russia took control of it.
Russia trustworthy? Do you think that their way of
Maybe
governing...
not, but I don't believe that Zelensky and Ukraine are trustworthy either. So
okay, but
I have a problem with you that you're trying to devilify Russia while you're trying to sanctify Ukraine. And I would have more respect for your position if you would acknowledge that Ukraine is also run by thugs, and that in Ukraine Zelensky also prosecutes his political enemies. He has killed them and he has imprisoned them. And if you would acknowledge these things, I would maybe we could talk about the facts instead of going into the personalities of the presidents.
So the issue here is that you're equivocating between United States and Russia when you say that they held a referendum. And look, this referendum shows that they wanted to be part of Russia. They wanted to be their own independent little republic. And I'm asking you, do you actually trust what the Russians are saying? Do you think that they would have any reasons to falsify this? Do you have
Listen, at this point, my answer is going to be yes, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because in the whole West, including where I live in Europe and the USA and other countries in the world, Russian media has been completely banned. So when not you, Tam, but like when someone is trying to oppress someone's voice, it is because it's not in the interest of them, or they're scared of the information that might be coming from there. So at this point, my answer is going to be yes. I trust more the Russian media simply because they're being banned. And if they're being banned, it actually turns on my alarm of like, why do they not want me to know what is coming out from Russia? Including even the one-on-one interview that Tucker Carlson went to do a year ago to Russia, that he was threatened by the governments of the Europeans and the US government in order not to go to Russia. And he, as a free citizen, has the right to speak with whomever he wants. And everybody was against it. Why? Why are people not interested in getting the exact words out of the animal himself, of Putin? Why do we only want to trust the narrative of the fucking media instead of listening to the man that is running the country?
So let's just go back to you're pointing to that banning of Russian media or Russian state media is somehow like evidence of your position, that it somehow strengthens your position.
No,
that
you're telling
Russia
me
is in the right.
What do I believe, and I'm telling you what I believe. I am not saying that is the total truth or not. I don't know what the truth is, but the fact is that if you just want to brainwash me into what the media wants to tell me, and you're not allowing me to make my own opinion, I am going to doubt your position, because it's clear that you don't want me to listen to the other opinion. I don't know why. And so yeah.
Let me cite you the reason why RT came about in, this is sort of, Margarita Simonyan, she's the editor-in-chief of RT. She says that conducting the information war against the entire Western world in 2008. In 2008, we were conducting the information war against the entire Western world. She defends RT by comparing it to the Russian Ministry of Defense. Same source. Why does the country need it? Why should I, taxpayer, support RT? For about the same reasons as did country's defense ministry. So, when is this information war being used? In critical situations. War, for example. Why is RT trying to build its audience to fight the next information war? Like Georgia did that better. The defense ministry can start training soldiers when the world is started. If we don't have an audience today, tomorrow, the next day, it'll be 2008 all over again, when they lost the information war. So, in other words, they want to have more English speakers that works on their behalf, that are clearly working for the Russian Ministry of Defense. This is actually what she's saying. So it's basically a weapon of the Russian states that works on behalf of Putin. I'm not saying that I think there's all kinds of problems actually banning the RT and everything, because what's going to happen is you're just going to have them going, you're just going to push it one further step away. So you're going to have people like Jackson Hinkle, Syrian girl, and many others who will work for them, but it's just hidden. It's not transparent. So I think you're just pushing the problem one step away. So I don't know, but I can definitely see a reason why RT was banned. I don't think it solves anything though.
Of course you see a reason why AT was banned. I mean, you are scared of
Did you just listen to what I said?
Yes, I heard. I heard what you said, but of course I can understand your point because you are scared of misinformation and disinformation and hate speech. I mean, earlier when we started this room and I was asking you about the German elections and you said, oh, thank God the AfD didn't stand there because they are like Nazis and whatever, and they are not Nazis. All they're asking is for individual rights and freedom of speech and individual rights. No, but I don't know the exact quotes, and I have no evidence. This was kind of like what our conversation was in the line. So, yeah, of course I can understand that you are comfortable with media being banned. I am not.
I didn't say I was. I don't really know.
You said that you can understand why this media was banned. This just came out of your mouth right now, like 5 seconds ago.
Understanding, is that the same as saying that, yeah, it was a good idea? Did I say that? No, I didn't.
Well,
so I didn't say that. So why are you putting words into my mouth? I didn't say that.
No, you said that you can understand why even
I can understand. I didn't say that I support it. Understanding is not the same as supporting.
Well, but then what kind of justification can you make in order to understand it?
The one that I said, I can understand why, because they are working on behalf of Russian Ministry of Defense.
No,
they are part of the war that's being waged on Ukraine right now.
Yeah, exactly, because you're looking to protect Ukraine's reputation against what could be said by the Russians. But the fact is that they're keeping the whole West in a fucking bubble where people are not able to make up their own minds. And if the world was not afraid of how bad Ukraine might look, they wouldn't be banning any media. If they had 100% of the truth on their side, they wouldn't have the need to ban any media. Because then the truth would just fall, the lies would just fall on their face. They would trip on each other. But what I see here, it's a very clear indication that actually the moves of Russia, and again, I am not justifying every move, but if we look at Donbass in 2014 and how it was broken, the Minsk agreements, by Ukraine, not by Russia. There was a referendum that was violated, so very anti-democratic from Ukraine. And you see the timeline, and then you see the whole NATO stuff, which I was told that there was never an intentionality, and I just proved you that in 2008 there was an intentionality. So all of these things add up. So again, I'm not saying here who is in the right or who is in the wrong, because I think both are thugs. And I think that this could have been resolved differently, but I also can understand why Putin decided to launch a preemptive attack on Ukraine. And so I guess that what I'm saying here is that I see one of the sides trying to be overly authoritarian with the argument and is not willing under any circumstances of considering the other side. And this all stems from a very manipulative media to the point where they feel that they have to ban the other source because it can be detrimental, to the reputation of Ukraine and the West, because the West has been behind Ukraine.
For obvious reasons, though. For very obvious reasons.
Not because they're immoral, definitely not. My obvious reasons is that they are antagonizing Russia since forever. The U.S. has always seen Russia as a threat.
No.
And so, yes.
Not true.
Oh, dude, that's the whole point of NATO. Protection from Russia. Because they have seen Russia as a threat.
Breaking news. I hate to interrupt, but breaking news. Donald Trump has posted on X and on his Truth Social. He wrote, "The goal of seeing the war end, I emphasize the importance of vital critical minerals and rare earth deals between the U.S. and Ukraine, which will be signed very soon. This deal, which is an economic partnership, will ensure the American people and taxpayers recoup tens of billions of dollars in military equipment sent to Ukraine, while also helping Ukraine's economy grow as this brutal and savage war comes to an end. At the same time, I am in serious discussions with President Vladimir Putin of Russia concerning the ending of the war now, and also major economic development transactions which will take place between the USA and Russia. Talks are proceeding very well.
Amazing. I love it.
Yeah, normalizing the relationships between Russia and the United States afterwards. That's a great way. It's a great way to make every single European nation never trust the United States again. You're just destroying.
Oh, we want war forever. We want genocide. I mean, Tim, we want peace. Taxpayers want to stop footing the bill.
Yeah, we
If that deal happens, the United States is an enemy. I consider the United States an enemy if that deal happens.
It's not about
Just pay us back and get the fuck out.
Well,
Yeah,
your prosperity going to the bottom. I'm gonna hate the United States if that happens. I'm serious. I have been a strong supporter of the United States, but my God, I'm gonna hate the United States.
You're going to hate a country that stands for individual rights. And honestly, at this point, I think it's completely irrelevant how Europe feels about the US. It's more about how the US feels about Europe, because Europe has voice against individual rights, against freedom of speech, against democracy, against Greek philosophy, against Roman law, against Christianity. So why exactly would the US see Europe as a friend? Fuck Europe, and I am in Europe, and I think that the US should take a very strong stance about Europe. You cannot be allies with someone that is trying to fuck you in the ass all the time.
Imagine being arrested in the United States over a meme. I mean, let's talk about democracy, shall we?
I will be a China supporter if that deal happens. I'm just saying.
You probably already are.
Good.
Okay.
Maybe then you will understand Russia better.
What I don't understand is why do you think that anyone or America cares who you support? I mean, most people want peace and security in their life, not forever war and propping up bullshit tyrants. I don't understand your point at all. I mean, why aren't you part of a peace movement?
What about financial stability?
I think, oh my God, I'm just going to say, I think Tom rage quit.
He did.
Tam is a bad guy.
He took his ball and went home.
Without the Chinese, all the motherfuckers are buying shit from Temu anyways.
No, I don't.
You are a Temu motherfucker. When you buy shit from Amazon, that comes from Temu anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, I see, but I don't even care. I don't really care.
Exactly.
I don't care, but I don't want to pay for forever.
Motherfucker, even all your butt plugs come from China.
I do like those.
But they come from China.
Elon Musk posted 17 hours ago, we are on the event horizon of the singularity. Do you think he's talking about, like, sentient AI?
No.
Well, didn't he also post it's time to go and review
Yes. I wouldn't say sentient, but that's what he's talking about AI, yeah.
China and all the financial stability. Yeah.
We weren't talking about China.
Well, Tam was having a Chinese flag.
Just went on a retard rant.
Yeah, he rage quit and said that if Trump basically doesn't allow Ukraine to win and supports Russia mainly if he normalizes Russia, he's gonna hate the US for the rest of his life, and he's gonna support China, and then
You do know that Tam's retarded.
What I don't understand about, you know, Andre and Tam's position, if you're super pro, you know, Ukraine and fighting Russia, they really literally want to deconstruct Russia and take over Russia. It's like either it's kill or be killed. I understand their position, but I don't see Ukraine essentially being taken over by Russia, but they want to take over Russia. I mean, it's the same thing as Israel and Palestine and the people on this app with the Israel-Palestine debate. It's the exact same fucking conversation.
they are accusing Russia of what they actually want to do.
Actually,
Exactly.
what that guy said, he should be taken seriously. He should be taken seriously. There is a constituency within the United States as well, and this extreme pro-Ukrainian kind of a segment who take it to the extreme. Remember that guy who was caught near Mar-a-Lago? Like, you know, what was his intention? He was upset over Trump's potential policy regarding Ukraine. And there are these people, what you call these Azov battalion or whatever, there is this section in Ukraine as well. And over the conflict, or during the duration of this conflict and before that, they have made inroads inside the United States as well. All these linkages, because when you're cooperating and you're fighting a war, you develop lots of connections and linkages. So yeah, what he was saying should be taken seriously. There might be a threat to President Trump in the future from such kind of people who would be upset regarding Ukraine.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Bro, ain't nobody care. That's a good Kamala.
Yeah, but the type of statements I really don't understand. I mean, you can have your opinion and that's all right, you know, like, I don't care. But this type of narrative of like, oh, if Trump gets back into negotiations or in commercial relations with Russia to normalize relationships with Russia, it's like, what do you expect? I mean, Russia is a big player in the global arena, whether you like it or not. And you need to play with them, you know? And so it's like, okay, they're there. You cannot grab Russia and send them to Mars. They're part of the world. What do you prefer? Be in communication with them or be in conflict with them? Because this is also what happens in romantic relationships.
Conflict.
If you don't talk, you start fighting. So you need to talk, you need to mediate the tension, and you need to have as good as a relationship as you can have. Because
we need
yeah, well,
Ukraine has a lot of raw materials that we would like to have. At the same time, it's a lot of ground for money laundering.
You're not American.
Well, yeah, but I benefit from American businesses since I own more stocks than Americans.
Yeah. Anyway.
Rabbi, are you autistic or just like
We don't
boring?
care how many people die. We care about making the dollar. Let there be no mistake. And you motherfuckers are total fools if you act otherwise.
Rabbi, you know, have you heard of this thing called love and enjoying life? I mean, I know you don't live near your fiance anymore, and technically you're single, thus you're on Clown House all the time again. But the point is, life is more than just about making money and talking about making money all the time on this stupid
He was close to his girlfriend. I don't know why you're making this personal.
No, I left and I came back.
The point is, get some new material, Rabbi. You're fucking boring. Get some new fucking material, loser.
So how am I wrong though?
You're always wrong.
The thing, guys, is like they need to realize that America has our own interests. We are a superpower. We're not tied to Europe. Like if Europe is a friend, that's great. But Russia can also be our friend, and that's why he was trying to say like China this and China that. They don't understand that we have interests all around the world. We're not focused on one region or another region. That's how superpowers work.
Well, what about your personal interest though? Because you guys are behaving like total American conservatives where you focus on the nation but not yourselves, and that's why you end up milking cows in cow farms. But I'm just saying, if you focus on yourself, you'll find that there's a lot of opportunity with Ukraine.
Go back to Jordan, you shawarma-making, goat-eating fucktard. Get out of Canada and go back to your shithole country. Go be a patriot in your own little shithole country, you piece of shit.
I don't give two shits.
But you would give two shits if you were invested.
No. You see, it's the same thing with China. Like, we talk about China, we talk about the government, blah, 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 and we still all buy shit. See how leftists are like, yeah, we'll talk about the oppression, the incursions into other countries, the threat to Taiwan, but we'll still do business with China. But Russia bad. Russia bad. Like, do you see the hypocrisy of the left? It's
because they want to take over Ukraine. They have a lot of raw materials, and we would rather have them. It has nothing to do with who's right and who's wrong. It has everything to do with the dollar. Why can't we just understand them?
No, he's right. He's right, though.
Of course I'm right. I only spread truth. That's why they don't like me.
We have interests in Ukraine. So does Russia. No fucking shit.
Okay, so I would rather get a slice of that ass rather than give it to them.
We're going to. We're about to.
What I like is that you think your insignificant little portfolio is like comedy fodder or something. Rabbi, go back to Jordan and be a patriot, you fucking loser.
Edmund, he's very invested in butt plugs.
No, that's Rabbi Shmuley. But anyways, Edmund is the one telling me to invest in Walgreens, and then when he did that, it went to shit like less than a month after. Didn't recover.
That would have been, if you would have lost money, it would have made me even happier. So I don't understand your point.
I didn't lose money. I didn't invest in it. I told you you shouldn't buy it.
I know, motherfucker.
Let me remind you, Randy, when because of
Who told you that?
Yeah, you don't remember like 2 years ago when you gave him a financial advice and he invested, I don't know if it was like Apple or Google or something like
What?
this and he
I
lost
told
his money?
you that. No, you got it mixed up. I never told him to buy anything. Ever.
Yeah, I remember.
Actually, no, I did tell him to buy Tesla and he didn't, and then it skyrocketed. I don't know what you're talking about. I only got stuck with solving.
Listen, this whole thing is just like Israel and Gaza or Ukraine and Russia. It is a perpetual conflict that will never end. And even if there's a negotiated settlement, there will still be saboteurs and extremists and war fighters and terrorists and lies and propaganda and misinformation and false flags. Did you know humans are assholes?
Yeah, but we don't want this conflict to end because there's a lot of money to be made. How many times do I have to repeat that shit? How many times do I have to tell you that if there's a conflict in the Middle East, oil prices are not stable?
I don't know, Rabbi. You'll have to ask yourself that question. How many times will you repeat yourself, Rabbi? How many times will you repeat yourself? Go ahead, say it again so we can hear it for the 10th time today already.
Well, the question is, why do you want stability? Why do you want that? That's right, because you're not invested. That's right, exactly.
Americans are not psychopaths. We're just self-interested. The United States is a superpower. There's no reason in making America bad, Russia bad. Like, you have to be pragmatic, and that's how America's a superpower. Ukraine can be beneficial to our interests. Russia can be beneficial to our interests. That's how superpowers work. And I know it's hard for people in Europe to understand that, but that's how the United States has worked its foreign policy. And I'm happy. I'm a Democrat, and I'm happy that we're not getting bogged down by a European.
I can see you're a Democrat because you're very collective. I'm telling you, Tesla.
I am in Europe too.
Let me guess, California, you probably support us giving Israel money, though, to, I don't know, do whatever they're...
I support our allies. I support our interests.
Oh, but Ukraine's not an ally. Amazing.
Collective, motherfucker. How about you?
They are an ally. They've never been an ally. Ukraine has never been an ally. I don't know.
We live in a world.
They are by proxy.
Cover your ass. You have to expose someone else's ass.
Yes, they are.
Cover someone else's ass.
They're not. Who told you that?
How about you cover
They're
your
literally
ass?
fighting against... So, when it comes to Western Europe and the United States, Putin is definitely trying to...
Yes, another woman that falls for the media narrative now.
Listen. These are two really shitty countries. I don't know how else to tell you. They're two shitty leaders, two shitty countries. We really just want the mineral rights.
You think Putin is shitty?
We want what's in Ukraine. Do you think we see Putin as an ally?
Why do you think Putin is
Do you think
shitty?
that we see Zelensky as an ally? No.
Well, you can say that he was a corrupt shithole, like it always has been. But I mean,
Very corrupt.
giving Putin an
Why
itch.
do you think Putin is shitty? He's more conservative than all of you. He's
I
actually
don't give a fuck if he's conservative. He's a piece of shit.
How is he a piece of shit? How is he a piece of shit?
Because he's not trying to make enough money, Rabbi. It's all about the dollars,
How
Rabbi.
does that make him a piece of shit?
Why do you call yourself a rabbi when you're a piece of shit and all you do is talk about Christianity, then talk about making money, Rabbi? How about you're a piece of shit, Rabbi? How about you're a piece of shit, Pepe?
Thousands of his kids sent to Pakistan.
Oh, that's kind of how war goes, you know, usually.
No, it's a Soviet style of war where they would flood their enemies with bodies, even if they got killed, like huddled up 3-1.
That's how war goes, dude.
No, the Soviets have always done. That's always been their game.
The Soviets don't exist anymore.
The U.S. has no history of going into a war where we would take the level of casualties the Russians did. I mean, it was almost 1-for-1 kill ratio when it came to the Nazis versus the U.S. It was 10-on-1 when it came to the Nazis and the Soviets.
Vietnam says, hold my beer.
We still had nothing like the casualty rates the Soviets had.
Well, what does that,
especially during World War II?
You understand that from the Russian perspective, this is national security, right? So, like, you would do the same if you were in a similar situation. But either way, I still don't see why you guys think in terms of the collective.
Why are you always thinking about the dollars? Yeah. Talk about the patriots.
We can have a discussion.
Listen, having a discussion with you is like listening to a retarded parrot repeat itself over and over again. I don't like the fact that you go around with the name Rabbi. You're no fucking teacher. You're a fucking loser. Go back to Jordan and open a shawarma stand, you fucking anti-Semitic, neo-Nazi fucking loser piece of shit. You're a fucking loser, Rabbi.
It's just because he lost money on Watergate. I mean, I'm all these things. I am anti-Semitic. I'm horrible. But how am I wrong?
You're a self-claiming anti-Semite Jew hater. You're a piece of shit.
I am a Jew hater, but how am I wrong?
Yeah, he's lying. He's lying though.
I mean, it is not that you're wrong, it's that you're exhausting.
You're a fucking idiot, Rabbi. Whatever the fuck your name is, it's probably fucking Muhammad. Who the fuck knows who you are, you fucking loser?
Against the truth, you're swimming against the tide. Expect it to be exhausting.
I mean, he is from Jordan. Everybody in that whole fucking region hates each other. Like, who cares?
It's true, but the point is he's enjoying the benefits of Canada, and I'm supporting that we contact Trudeau and get this piece of shit deported out of Canada so he can come back on Clown House and say, you fucking got me deported.
I still don't see how am I wrong?
You're a moron, and you repeat yourself 100 times a day. You're a fucking idiot.
This really makes me want to add Edmund back as a friend.
I don't know why people hate him.
The point is, I make this app, I make this app personal now. I don't even care about what stupid positions or perspectives people have. Wasting my fucking life because they're fucking stupid. And Rabbi, whatever the fuck your name is, you Jordanian shawarma eating, goat herding motherfucker, if I could, I'd send you on the first fucking Jordanian flight back to fucking Amman, and I'd never let you back in a Western country ever the fuck again. You can go live in some fucking sand mud hut village and raise fucking goats and eat shawarma. Go fuck yourself, you fucking loser moron. And whoever the fuck your fiance is, if she's lucky, she'll never see your loser ass again, you fucking loser.
Well, he's a Christian. They don't believe in terrorism, so he's fine.
I'm just wondering how I'm wrong. You can say all these things. I'm all these things, but how am I wrong?
Listen, you're wrong because you're a fucking moron. And you'll never ever become an intelligent person because you're fucking brain damaged. You're brain damaged. You're brain damaged. Good luck, loser.
They're wrong. These are the ramen noodle motherfuckers, eh?
That's right. They want stability.
Stabilize these nuts. They don't understand that there's very graceful fluctuations, which means we get more profits. They don't know. They don't know.
I learned to
Burp, burp. Parrot. He's a parrot. Burp, burp. Say it again, Rabbi.
Okay, so if you accept it, then why do you have an opposite position?
Just learn to code.
I know how to code. I code for a living.
Just learn to code.
Yeah, it's taking
But I know how to code.
Learn to code.
Yeah, AI is going to take over a lot of that.
Listen, you're not going to need to learn how to code. You're going to go back to University of Amman and start selling shawarmas in Amman next to the University of Jordan. You won't need to code when you have to cook shawarma again.
I still don't see how am I wrong?
You're a fucking loser. Instead of actually saying something intelligent, you just ask stupid questions like, how am I wrong? How am I wrong?
I'm liking this conversation, not this one specifically with Randy, but like the whole conversation we've had today. I think it has been interesting about Russia.
I mean,
I would add to that shit.
Just because
we have more of these.
I'm tempted just to go take the anti-Semitic position too, just because Edmund's being annoying. And
What do you mean the anti-Semitic position? My position
I don't
is
know.
Russia.
I need to pick a side.
Yeah, but Russia is an anti-Semitic position.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Listen, Pepe, the point
You're
is...
trying to make all the wrong connections, but not necessarily.
Why am I wrong?
He just met with those I don't know who the fuck they were. They were Jews though. Were they rabbis or were they?
Pepe, you know, I don't understand your position. When I hear an anti-Semite, it makes me want to become a Zionist. So I mean, why am I wrong?
Amazing.
Oh my God, where did all the people go?
Because I'm wasting time.
Are you guys seeing what's happening with the MicroStrategy stock?
Why am I wrong?
No, I haven't. What is happening? Is it plummeting or is it going up again like crazy?
Well, it's a great time. It's a great opportunity to buy more Bitcoin, more MicroStrategies. Keep buying more of nothing. Buy.
My MicroStrategy is more risky. But it also pays more. Way much more.
Yeah, but you could touch more also.
You know, if you want a great real estate opportunity, go to Kiev and start buying 3-bedroom, 3-bath condos. They're going for $15,000 a piece. I estimate that they'll go to $150,000 a piece. That's a 10x ROI if Trump gets Russia and Ukraine to make a deal. Why doesn't Randy like what I'm saying? Randy, it's this great financial advice. I thought you were all about making money. Why am I wrong? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Adrian Dittman Show. Hope you enjoyed it. Another one. Another one in the books. Go to adriandittman.com.